Welcome to the February update for Amberskies. And here we are. What we're looking at today. Sorting basic server support. So how's that going, Blades? You may well ask. Server support. Basic. Yeah. Let's just take a look at that for a second. Yeah, okay, we'll save that out. I've updated everything here. Let's have a quick look and see how Amberskies is doing these days. So what have you been doing since Christmas? I've been working my butt off trying to sort out the mess that is networking on today's computers. I know how to network, that's not a problem. I know how to make servers, that's not a problem. It's when you want to make it cross-platform, which is the specification for what I do. Let's open a folder. Oh, recent, here we go. Workspace, Amberskies, there we are. I shall bring it up. There we go. To give you an idea, let's have a look at a server. Yeah, okay. Oh, excuse me. I haven't been making videos that much recently. And here we go. There you go, we've got our server and we've got our network, which includes the network server. So far so good. Oh look, we've got plenty of stuff here. And it's TCP sockets, yeah, display callers. Nothing going on here but the rent. Until you look at something like what's happening here. Yeah, okay, so possible. What happens if you go to the client? Hold on a minute, no, the server it was I was having problems with, not the client. The client's easy. Where was the problem encountered? I might have wiped it off actually. I'll just check this one. Clear a buffer, wait for message, blah 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 blah. It's alright, if you want to copy any of this down you can always pause the video. It's all wrong, don't worry. UDP sockets, yeah, right. This is not what we want. This was me testing straightforward TCP sockets, isn't it? Yeah. Right, that's okay then. Accept call. Close listening socket. No, this is definitely not what I want to see. The problem is, yeah, actually I can show it you on this one anyway. The problem is this. Have a look at that. If and def, if and def, if def, 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 and def, and def, and end if and def, and def, and def, and if def, and def, and else def, and def, and end if def, and def, and yeah. Look at this here. Pragma comment. Hash include. What is happening, Windows? What really is happening, Windows? Well, let's put it this way. Microsoft, in their usual capacity of being unique, are unique. They have a completely different header file to a normal C++, but this isn't C++, this is C. Look, it's all .h's. Yeah. I'm not doing this. This is silly. This is just beyond a joke. Firstly, I'm programming in C. Secondly, I've got hash defines all over the place. And it doesn't work. Well, not for me. That does make it cross-platform, by the way, using all those hash defines, and you will have them literally all over the place. Now, let's drop the server and the client, and let's go back into development, and you'll see that I have been doing a little bit of work. Yeah. Chat client. This looks interesting. What's the problem with this one? Actually, this one doesn't look too bad. We've still got these if and defs in here. That will probably work. Probably. I think this one probably will work. Accept a new condition, add a new connection, send a welcome message, broadcast, clear, blah de blah de blah de blah, drop the client, else send the message, looks okay, looks okay. That side of it looks okay, but if you notice, there isn't a TCP chat server. There's a TCP server here. Let's just have a look at this one. I think this is the one that I've just been looking at, to be honest with you. Clear the buffer, close the socket, while true, blah blah blah, display message, yeah. That's an echo server. That's not what I'm really looking at. Got this one. It's ridiculous. Bind the socket on an IP, yeah, right out to socket. Listening, listen. No, I'm not going to be able to show you the big problem. That's a shame because I didn't save it. The big problem is not only does Windows use a different way of doing things for servers, Windows also uses a different way of using sets. Now, what are sets, Blades? Sets are where you can do a set of sockets. So you can have multiple sockets coming in and you record them under a set, which is a fancy word for an array. In Microsoft, it is an array, and it's just an array of sockets. So you can have multiple sockets coming in, and you can make an array of those sockets, and you can test to see if a socket is active, if it's being used, if there's message ready for it, all that kind of good stuff. And it makes your server work on multiple clients very easily, and there isn't multiple threading going on, there isn't silly things going on in the background. I did try threading, it just absolutely made a mess. I even looked into mutexes. I actually did that, yes, it's done. Threading I've looked at, that's done. Sets was the good answer, and Microsoft again works differently to normality. In the normal world, a set is nothing but bits. It's a bit mask. In other words, is a socket on or off? Is it ready or is it not? A 1 or a 0? So it's just stored as 111111111 or 00000, and what you do is you check if a 1 or a 0 is on or off, and if it's on, then the socket's ready. You can read from it and it works perfectly. Microsoft doesn't do it that way. You have to check through an array, which is inefficient, but hey ho, don't tell that to Microsoft. Why they did it that way, I don't know. But they have changed the whole system. So not only does the socket open and close differently, but the they use arrays in the background for their socket sets. Have I solved this problem? Oh yeah, there's no problem with that. Is there a way forward? Yes, it's in development now. It's in Dev 1. Answer is something called SDL. Yes, the one that I wasn't going to be using because it's a bit bloated. But SDLnet is separate. Okay. I'm testing out, by the way, my new screen, so it should be bigger. Should be bigger and better for you people. So let's have a look at that, shall we? SDLnet. libsdl.org projects SDLnet. Here we are. So, yeah, that's about that for a basic screen. SDLnet 2. I'm using SDLnet 1 at the moment, just testing it all out. It's downloadable, it's a library. What this doesn't tell you is it requires the latest stable SDL. Yeah. Thanks SDL, because SDL I didn't really want to run. Now, what is this? This is a library that makes OpenGL easy. It's what you would use if you weren't using GLFW, which is what I'm using. I'm using that because it's simple, it's small, inexpensive, and it gives me direct access to the operating system for the keyboard and the mouse. SDL doesn't. SDL layers that as well. So you have an SDL key. I'll show you a standard SDL program, shall I? What it would look like. So as you can see, that's well, it's cross-platform. Let's put it that way. Let's have a look in main. Here we go. So this is my dev area. That's what I'm working on. This is what SDL looks like. You initialize it, and I've just put everything. I've got to test that to minimize it, because that's everything. That's all of SDL, including its windowing support, which is useless to me because I don't need it. And as you can see, when you come down here, while you have a while loop, so while running, and you poll the events, and if it's SDL quit, you turn running to false, and that's the basics of it. It also has keyboard, like SDL key, or SDL K, or something strange, and then you put in keyboard equivalents and look them up, just like I've done in the game with GLFW. Is this going to be useful? Is it not? I'm not quite sure, because what it's doing... Let's just have a quick look at this in a different way. Now, I know how big my server should be, so let's just have a look at what SDL's been doing, shall we? Workspace. And it's Amberskies, it's Dev 1, and exec. Okay, there's Dev 1 app. Let's just have a look at the properties a second. Yeah. Size 27.3 kilobytes. So that is now already 4 kilobytes of extra that I've added just by one command. Yeah. That one command is a fifth. 20%. Well, we'll be lenient on it, shall we? We'll cancel that. It's 15% of my program is that one command. That command there. Now I know what size this should all be because I've already looked at different ways of doing it. The whole point is, do I want a 15% increase, or bloat as they call it in the trade, on my final solution or not? Well, I can probably minimize that from everything down to what is really needed, and I will probably have to find out by testing. Otherwise it works. As you can see, I've been looking at writing a connection for networks for servers, and of course this one here is for a client, and so far results have been good. It's not been thrown on Windows to be double tested though, and nowhere is there a hash. All of this lot is complete waste of time. That can go. There you go. Look at that. Doesn't affect the program at all. Oops, always leave a line. There we go. So yeah, we've got rid of all of those hash defines. We've got something called SDL. I'm not sure if I've got a good thing about SDL or not here. We optimize the content supply chain. No, that's something or other, but not SDL. What I'm after. SDL. Working at SDL. Get out of it. libSDL. Here we go. Simple Direct Media Layer. Here we go. Simple Direct Media Layer is a cross-platform development library designed to provide low-level access to audio, keyboard, mouse, joystick, and graphics hardware via OpenGL and Direct3D. It's yes, a one-stop shop for everything. Right, yeah. It also does a little bit too much. It supports Windows, Mac OS X, Linux, iOS, and Android, which is what I'm looking for. But I'm not looking for SDL, this part. I'm just looking for the network, which this part doesn't even mention, I don't think. No, it doesn't. For the network, you have to look it up separately. So, just remember there's a company called SDL that does things. Probably delivers packages to your front door. There we go. Yeah, something to be aware of. It's actually probably the most popular library for OpenGL going. If I'm going to be straight up and quite happily upfront about it. Why did I not use it? It offers too much. It offers way too much. I certainly don't want it for my audio. Keyboard don't need. Mouse and joystick don't need. The hardware already does it for us. I don't need an extra software layer for that, or simple direct media layer for it. Direct3D is up to the machine, not up to this. In fact, Direct3D is it is incorporated into Microsoft equipment. It's up to Microsoft to use it, not me. That's their problem, not mine. Why should I make it my problem? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing there that I want, and that's the whole point. Well, the only thing it would give me is what GLFW does for me, plus an extra layer for everything that the computer already does for me. So no thanks. I'm not going to be using something like that. As for everything else, if somebody does want me to show you how to program anything that I've done using SDL, I'm quite happy to do so. I do know how to use it. I've used it in the past. I used it when I was learning OpenGL for the very first time on making a 3D graphics library. My first 3D graphics library I think I used SDL with. So yeah, I do know. It doesn't really do much useful anyway. Anyways, all of that said, that's the update. Getting back on track. What's going up next? What we're going to do next is the programming, I guess. The real programming. Let's just pop this back up. So this month, February, I need to sort the basic server support out, which means create files in which we can have headers and .h and .cpp files for this, and hopefully, I didn't check that actually, never mind, I'm not there anymore. I want to use more C++ headers rather than C headers, shall we say. I don't want to start dropping into the trap of programming in C all the time, which is one of the traps that C++ developers fall into. It's object orientated, use it properly, and it works for you. You don't need the C backup to do anything. It was like with what was it? What was I looking into? Let me just check. I was looking into threading. I was exploring, and I've explored it quite a lot. Threading, if you want to know and you want to have a look at it, comes in two flavors. It comes in C and C++, and everything that I could find and research was in C. So I typed in the C++ header file, and whoa, what happened? Everything worked. Interesting. And it started looking very cross-platformy. Interesting. So try using #include thread instead of #include sys/pthread.h or something strange, I think it was, that we had to use, and things like that. Differences in programming languages do make a big difference, how you use them and whether they're cross-platform or not. So I will be testing SDL.net during February. Sorry, I've just minimized that, I don't know why. So sorting out the basic server support, I now need this cross-platform. We need to test it. I'll put in platform. So cross-platform. That's roughly about all I shall be doing. And that's my update. Update so far is we have the code. The code is now working. I believe it's cross-platform, and once I know it is cross-platform and it's fully tested, it will be bundled up into a nice package that we can hopefully slide into Amberskies. And that'll be good. That will be March. And then, of course, we then have to test Amberskies as cross-platform as well, just to make sure we haven't messed everything up. In other words, a test program will have to be written during March, which tests everything. A bit like the game was written over Christmas to test the original Amberskies. We'll see how that goes. And that's it. On that note, I will come back to you with an update next month. And hopefully we will be on track to start implementing full networking for Amberskies. Won't that be good? We're very close now. Very, very close already. All the research has been done. It's just sitting down and design work. So I've got to come up now with a design, which I think I've done. And I think it's a good design. That is to be proven. and as soon as I've proved it, I will pop it in there. I will start work on the Amber SL side of it, and that should be good. So, in the meantime, you people take care and have fun. But don't forget, join me on Patreon. This is Amberskies. This is a commercial product, or will be, and will be programmed to a commercial software level, should I say. Support is needed. Patreon, yeah. Where is it? Come on, back over here, you. Amberskies, you're on Amberskies now. You're on YouTube. Patreon is that little P in the corner there. That little P. Just click on that, become a Patreon. And if you're looking for Qt development, or Qt as they call it now, if you look up Qt on the internet, it's a beautiful language. There's always Amberskies with my Qt 3D language development stuff. There's 3 software development thingies I've done for that. That's over on Amberskies. It's all accessible through here. Patreon is accessible through that little one here, that little blobby there. Join us, become part of Amberskies, be a supporter, be a Patreon. Join in developing Amberskies if you wish to. The more the merrier at this point. With me by myself, it's going to be part-time at the moment, so coding is slow, but it's there. And let's see, what else have I done here? Oh yeah, we're still doing the static library development, which is the public side of things. So there are still public things coming out. But again, I can't spend too much time on that, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get more videos going out in the public sector, obviously, because this is a YouTube video site, so there should be more going out in that. On this side, I will be just doing probably updates every month, and if I have a breakthrough on anything, obviously I'll let you know straight away. And yep, that's it. I'm gone. It's over and out time. You take care. Become a Patreon. Have fun.